In the earliest days of GTA 5, stunting was one of the most influential types of content on YouTube. You had massive names like Hazardous, Kwebbelkop, and Novera all hitting insane stunts that people didn't even know were possible. But among these names was one player who pushed the boundaries of what was possible to a whole new level. A stunter so good his videos amassed over 100 million views and got universal praise from all across YouTube, simply known as the God of Stunting. This is the story of the greatest GTA 5 stunter in the world and how he suddenly disappeared. RedKeyMon is a name synonymous with GTA 5 stunting back in the day. In fact, before his rise, he had actually been stunting all the way back in 2006 on San Andreas. But this was way before the world knew him as his name today. And on October 31st, 2013, RedKeyMon would officially be born. He posted his first stunt montage and it would instantly display just how good he really was. You could tell that he had been stunting for a while even though GTA 5 was so new. While these stunts may not look overly crazy for today's standards, back in 2014, RedKeyMon was considered the pinnacle of GTA 5 stunting. However, while the stunts were crazy, the views didn't represent that at all, and the growth from these montages wouldn't reach more than just the stunting community. But just 2 months later, on December 30th, 2013, RedKeyMon would upload the first episode to his The Amazing Stuntman series, and this montage would immediately change his career forever. The stunts in this montage were so mind-blowing that they had finally gained some notoriety outside of the stunting community. And one of the people that it made its way to was one of the biggest creators that YouTube has ever seen.
Yo, your boy Solid GTAV, how we all doing today? Now, basically, there's this guy called RedKeyMon. When I saw the video, I was like, I have to let more people see this video. It's literally unfair for him to have so little views. So be sure to give him some love. Peace!
From this shoutout, which gained over 700,000 views, RedKeyMon and his channel would finally begin to get the exposure and fanbase that he deserved. RedKeyMon was dedicated to making his montages bigger and better than anyone else, and it was paying off, with him hitting 150,000 subscribers by April 2014. He went from getting a few thousand views in late 2013 to now hundreds of thousands and even millions of views on every montage in 2014, solidifying him as the king of GTA 5 stunting. It can't be understated how much respect people really had for him. He was getting praise from people like The Sidemen, Syndicate, Philip DeFranco, The Almighty, and even Rockstar Games more than once. He was so good at what he did that he started using his Twitter account solely so he could enter a stunting contest, and he won the contest 2 days later, beating out people like Hazardous. RedKeyMon was simply in a league of his own, averaging around 5 million views a video by late 2014. He knew what stunts would make people react, and he had the skill to pull them off. And as the scope of his stunts kept getting bigger and bigger, so did his fanbase. And the respect he gained from these crazy clips and amazing montages would carry his popularity to its peak in 2015, where he uploaded a compilation that has amassed over 100 million views. All seemed normal as he would upload another 2 montages shortly after this. However, though they didn't know it at the time, this is where his rise would come to an end. And April 29th, 2015 would mark the last time the community would ever see another upload ever again. It was pretty normal to have a few weeks between his uploads, so people didn't even notice that he was gone at first. In fact, he had already taken a short break towards the end of 2014 for around 3 months. But then a few weeks had went by, then a month, then a few months, and then eventually a year, and RedKeyMon was nowhere to be found. The community began pleading in the comments for him to make a return, but to no avail, not even as much as a heart on a single comment. He wasn't active on Twitter, he wasn't posting on the forums or on Reddit, and no one knew where he could be. His fans had a hard time understanding what went wrong. It's extremely uncommon to see a YouTuber completely disappear without any warning, and not to mention while they're at their peak. Due to the obscure nature of his disappearance, it sparked a ton of controversy towards his whereabouts. Some people thought he was bored, some people thought he had family matters, and a lot of people were assuming the worst. The silence began to worry a lot of fans, as they began to think that they may never see RedKeyMon ever again. But one day out of nowhere in 2017, RedKeyMon would finally make a return, but it wasn't the return that his fans had hoped for. If you remember earlier in the video, I mentioned that there were 2 final uploads after his massive video, but that was actually a lie. There was actually a 3rd and official last upload on his channel, uploaded on May 21st of 2015, but obviously that video is no longer visible. And that's because RedKeyMon had briefly made a return in the form of a comment on this video, and in hindsight, it was a comment he didn't want his fans to see. Hey guys, first of all, I am still alive. Sorry for not giving any news, I apologize for this. I hate saying goodbye, thus is why I never did. I always wanted to come back, but never got the motivation to. I barely logged on and did not read any comments, as it's difficult to read these when you kind of stop making videos. I never intended to quit, as it was just a break, but then months stack up and you feel like it's too late to make a change. I think I never realized how much subscribers I had. I gained more than 1 million subscribers since my last video. More than half of my subs never saw an actual video uploaded by me. Thanks for everything, guys. The support, the love, the comments. It has been amazing and always will. Wishing you all the best of everything. I don't know if I will come back. You never know, but I hope to. This comment sent shockwaves through his community. People felt mixed reactions, as they were happy he was still with us, but then sad knowing he wasn't going to come back to YouTube anytime soon. And even worse is, after a short period of the comment being visible, RedKeyMon had seemingly given the cliffhanger a second thought, and would take the drastic action of deleting the entire video just a few weeks later. And unfortunately, this now deleted comment would end up being the final word we would ever receive from RedKeyMon ever again. But you know what? Maybe that's okay. While it's definitely sad to see him go, RedKeyMon was one of the most influential names in GTA 5's history. He inspired an entire new generation of stunters and created a legacy that people still go and watch him for today. RedKeyMon will go down in history as one of the greatest stunters ever. And while his days of hitting insane stunts and landing on top of jets may be over, he helped pave the way for an entire new generation of stunters, and gained one of the most loyal fan bases while doing it. It truly was the end of an era with him now gone, but it was an era that all of us will remember fondly. And RedKeyMon, if you somehow managed to see this video, I think I can speak for all the fans that grew up watching your videos when I say thank you.